So it is June of 2004, which means that FrameOS has to go out the door. We have fixed 847 bugs. There's 129 followers. And I'm nervous about this one because it's probably horribly out of date. We started developing it in August of 1998. So a while ago, quite a while ago. And I suspect that's going to give us some problems, starting with the price. It's recommending $63. Now, to be clear, all of the competitors are around 125. So this might actually work out, but I have my doubts. Now, looking at this, we have pre-trans quality assistance. Who's got a clue? Nerdersoft forgot to tell anyone about it. Fair enough. It is a magnificent piece of work. That's good. And no one knows who Nerdersoft is in this market. That's fine, I guess. We didn't print any copies. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm not ordering 6 million copies. I will order 2 million though. And the marketing campaign is going to be $75,000. And we'll have both of the marketing teams working on that. In terms of printing, let's do a maximum of 150,000 copies. I would assume that'll be enough. And if we go into processes, we need to make sure that it's on the hosting server, which it now is. Is it any good? That's the real question. It is outstanding and inspiring. It needs to make 8 million to break even though. And it also probably needs a major update. So immediately go in here. We are basically redeveloping the entire operating system from scratch. It is going to take less than a year though, and we will have pretty much everybody doing this, including the porting guys. Maybe not the porting guys. They have a lot going on right now. So we'll send that update out. I'm not really too sure how quickly that update's going to go through. And it's actually going quite fast. All things considered, that's okay. 3 out of 4 categories. Oh boy. Best product. Who? It's me with Echo 2. Oh, we're getting the awards back. Best designer. It's gotta be me. It's me. It's me. Okay. And most profitable product is also me with Sergeant Stabby Face 2 Stab Harder. Amazing. Okay. All right. I'm getting over my loss now a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm expecting to lose these as well. I'm gonna be honest with you. 100% expecting to lose those at some point, but I just got 3 new gold awards. That's amazing. That is incredible. FrameOS needs to be a top priority in terms of marketing. It is sparse, which is deeply concerning, but sure, we can work on that. Let me move everything else down to like an 8 and a 7, just to make sure that we're doing all right. I think this map pack, we can probably stop marketing that and not worry too much about it. I need to know if it is outstanding and inspiring. It has to make money, right? Minus $535, $1 million. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. I really hope it makes money. I mean, we have some big updates going on. We have the Stabby Face update. Let's send that out there. Let's move this up to the top so I can see what's going on. And you know what? We should probably end some support for some things in here. So the original Sergeant Stabby Face, we're not supporting it anymore. Pixel 2, Space Command, Reverb 3. We can continue to support these guys, but the rest of it, I think we're fine moving on from. I think that's a little bit of a neater right side of the screen right now, which is what I'm looking for. And I'm really kind of annoyed that FrameOS has not really worked out. I am thinking though that we should probably look at putting Sergeant Stabby Face 2 onto FrameOS. I think Space Command Origins should go onto FrameOS. I think Voxel should go on FrameOS. I think Pixel 3 should go onto FrameOS. I think everything should be on our own operating system. And hopefully this update can get done today. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking it's maybe going to be another day or two before it actually goes out, but it's doing all right. We fixed all the bugs, which is something at the very least. That is, it is by definition something that we've done there. And you know, I'm kind of also thinking it might be time to put Pixel and Voxel into project management. So let's start doing that. Let's do Pixel The leader isn't going to exist right now, but that's okay. And this is just going to be the 2D editors. Development team is 2D editors. Secondary dev teams will be nobody. Support teams will be... Do we want support 1 or 2 doing this? Who is working on this one? If we look over here, support 1 is doing the Echo project. Okay, let's put support 2 on this new one then. So I need to go through and do all this again, which is great. So again, this will be the Pixel project. And so this is basically what the Pixel project is going to look like. 2D editor team working on it, marketing 2, support 2. We're using Pixel and Pixel 2 as existing products to be taken over and automated. The prototype software is Pixel 3, and everything is being done automatically. 150% development time to make sure it is as good as it can be. It isn't going to have a leader, which is unfortunate because I need one. So we'll minimize this, keep it up in the top right. And I guess we have this room down here. We have Echo management over here. But I suppose we'll go into manage teams and we will just copy this one. So this is going to be the Pixel management team, which is totally fine. If we look into HR management, we're not doing any of that because we don't need to. We just need a good team leader is what I gather, if I'm not mistaken. I think we need a team leader that can do automation. So if we look at Truman Banks and we look at leader, yeah, we're looking for automation. We don't need socialization. We don't need HR. We just need automation. So that is totally fine. So Pixel management, let me go ahead and assign them to this room. I don't think we need, we don't need to set it to team leaders because there's just one person in there. And so if we go to hire some employees, we want a leader and we want automation, if I'm not mistaken. I think I just looked at it. I've already forgotten what I'm looking for. We want to have, automation. Okay. We can totally do that. We can totally do that. So automation is the only thing I care about. We'll look for skill. We have you. So Leela Green, you have very bad compatibility with accounting. I'm not worried about that. I'm looking for Pixel management. We will hire you, and that should be totally fine. We'll go into manage teams. We'll go to Pixel management, go to you, and we're going to change your rollout for team leader, which doesn't really matter, I guess. It doesn't really make a difference, but that's all right. So now all of that's done, I should be able to go to Leela Green, and we should now be able to start that task, which we've done. We're designing Pixel 4, which is huge. It is aiming for December 2006, and they are now working on porting Pixel 2, and that's cool. Okay. That's really cool. All right, I'm excited about that. So that's Pixel 2 sorted out. Let me go ahead and turn this into an office as well. So we'll go into build mode. We'll make it daytime. I want to copy this desk. I want it to be able to stick to, well, I kind of want it to be in the middle of the room, but I don't know if that's going to be an option. So I'll put it here, I guess. I think that's probably fair enough. We'll grab a little bit of ventilation as well, just to make sure that we get that into the room. And I don't know if it really matters where I put it, but I'm thinking somewhere like here, just to make sure everything is all right. Let's grab some bookcases just to line this wall a little bit. I think we'll move this vent actually over to that corner. So this guy can live right there. Is there a TV? There is. I want that in between the bookcases, although I don't know that that's going to be an option because there's a split in that wall, which is really unfortunate. So we'll put it, I'm going to say here is probably fair enough for the TV. We can maybe do some art on that wall, or we could do, I suppose, a bit of a couch just to change it up a little bit. And then I'll grab this rug and throw it just underneath the desk right about there. And that seems fine. I kind of like that. I would like to move this guy around a little bit so it's not completely identical. And then maybe also a fire alarm, because if I forget about it, I'm going to be really annoyed. So we'll put it right up in that corner, which seems totally fine. And I do think we need some art in here. So let's get a nice sort of computer. I'm going to say there. We will get softwaring cat right about there. And we'll get a nice plant right on this wall. I'm going to say about there. And that seems like a good office. I like that a lot. That's totally fine. All we need to do now is get voxel management. And you know what? I'm going to rename these guys a little bit. So I want to copy management and I want to put it at the start. So management dash pixel. I want to rename you as well. So it's going to be management dash echo. So they're all going to be together when I sort by name so that I can find them a little bit easier. And then I guess what we do is just rename, we'll copy the whole thing, which is fine. We'll copy the team, and this is going to be management voxel so that we basically have all of them if and when we need them. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know what I mean by if and when, because I'm going to get Kelsey Becker into the voxel management right about now. So you are hired. We will go to voxel management, go to employees, go to you, and change your roles to leader and pretty much nothing else, which is totally fine. And then we can go into project management. We can go to voxel, and pretty much the same thing. We're going to go to Kelsey Becker, and all down the line, we're going 3D editors the way we have before. And just to change things up a little bit, I'm splitting marketing. So pre-marketing is marketing 1, post-marketing is marketing 2. And I figure that's probably fair enough. And on everything for the time being, we're doing update cycles every 3 months. So there will be an update every 3 months, and that goes on for 3 years, which I think is fair enough. We seem to release things every 2 to 3 years at the moment. So I think this kind of works for us, and I think that'll be okay. They are handling distribution, porting, all that good stuff. That is the voxel project, pretty much good to go. They are designing voxel 2, which is aiming for August of 2006 for its release, which is incredible news because Pixel 4 is aiming for December of 2006, and Echo 3 is aiming for February of 2006. So my project management tasks are doing incredible things. They're all aiming for 2 years from now for their releases. FrameOS is ready to update, which is great news because hopefully it is now going to make money. I have my doubts, but hopefully it'll do good things. I'm thinking we probably want to go in and start working in FrameOS 2 pretty much immediately as well. So make a sequel. We'll call it FrameOS 2. That's fine. Frameworks, we can use doors, I guess, is what we'll go for. The tech levels and doors are honestly not bad. The systems are at 2003 already. Audio can go to 2002. So we're going to have some bonuses in terms of development speed from the doors framework, which is great news. All the source control and all that stuff is totally fine. Yeah, I'm quite content with that. In terms of the features, we will figure that out. Let me analyze the market a little bit and apply this. We can shuffle this though for 100% interest, which is kind of what I'm looking for. The market's really looking for security, which we seem to be doing, which is great. We're also going to do 3D rendering was in the last one, but sure. Let's go for, I want to add something else in here. I know I don't need to, but this is the thing. I've seen people talking about the fact that I just throw things at the wall even though I don't need to. The reason I do that is storytelling. I like to imagine that the company, we're not just coasting along and going like, oh, the market doesn't care, just put another one out. We're looking at this and going, we did file encryption, we did system recovery. What are we doing that justifies FrameOS 2? And what we're doing that's going to justify FrameOS 2 is we're going to introduce multitasking, is what we're going to introduce. We're going to also introduce cloud backups and an app store with a lot of wasted interest here, but we're going all in on networking is what we're doing. We're going to have a really, really secure system is what we're going for here. And looking at this, I can really push in pretty much any direction. I'm going to get a lot of wasted interest regardless. But I think what we're going to do is push a little harder on the simplicity and the security of this system and not so much on the customization. So from a narrative point of view, you've got the CEO of the company getting up on a stage and saying, this is the most user-friendly and secure operating system on the market. They'll talk a little bit about how you can make it your own, but they're really focusing on these two key aspects of the operating system. That is the idea that we are going for. So we'll throw this to the operating system team. We will throw this to the operating system team as well. Approximately 2 years to do this. We have way more people for this than we need. We're not going to need a publisher. That is fine. We're going all in on networking, security, and simplicity. Let's start developing FrameOS 2 pretty much immediately. It's gonna be a big old priority for these guys, but we're gonna make it happen, and hopefully relatively quickly. 2 years? That's not a bad turnaround time for FrameOS 2. If we can do it, if we can get it out in 2006, that's 4 big releases for 2006. Now I will say FrameOS 1 is still doing really badly, and I feel like my marketing team is struggling a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I really do feel like the marketing team is maybe a little bit overwhelmed, because look how slowly. Oh, what? No, I take that back. They're doing all right. You know what? They're doing fine. They might actually not finish these tasks though. Yeah, looking at it, they're not finishing any of the marketing tasks. So maybe a third one's going to be needed. I'm not against doing that. I don't think a third marketing team is the worst thing in the world, or a night shift of each. So marketing 1 day, marketing 1 night, marketing 2 day, marketing 2 night. I don't know. I don't know what way I want to do it. I don't know what makes the most sense. FrameOS, unfortunately, is just not making the money that I need it to make. Which begs the question, do we want to make FrameOS 2? Or do I want to spend some of my $358 million on building a warehouse and going into hardware manufacturing? Because that's an option. I think, though, to be totally honest, instead of doing marketing 1 night and marketing 2 night, maybe we just do marketing 3, marketing 4, and those guys are going to be some night shift teams, and they'll just work out of the same offices. We do have space upstairs, though. We have this entire building, actually. Which, maybe the orange building is a marketing building. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't think I want to split marketing across day and night shifts. I don't think there's any need to do that. So we'll go into manage teams. We'll go to marketing 2. We will copy marketing 2 into marketing 3. And that should be fine. We'll have marketing 3 be a nice sort of that color, I guess. Maybe a light blue of some sort. Maybe like a nice light minty kind of greenish, bluish color. Something like that's totally fine. It's a very light color though, but it'll work. And then we get to go in and basically paint this office up here that same color. So we'll grab the carpets as we usually do, and we'll set those all to be that sort of mintish green color. And I guess we'll just hire ourselves an employee. So we're looking for a leader. We're looking for service secondary. We're looking for multitasking and HR. I think that's going to be important. And we want them to go to marketing 3. So sorting by skill, you can do HR and multitasking. That's completely fine. You are hired. We will go into manage teams, go to marketing 3, and we will sort the employees out. So you are going to be the leader. Everything else is secondary. And that should mean that marketing 3 fills up relatively quickly. I'm also realizing that these marketing teams have room for more employees. There's 13 desks there. There's 11 there and 11 there. And I'm pretty sure they're capped at 7 employees each. So let's change that to 11 so we can expand marketing 2. We will change this guy to 11 as well. And we will change marketing 3, if it would let me close this, to have 11 employees as well. So that should keep things pretty good. That will make all of my marketing teams that little bit more efficient, which is what I'm looking for. And so hopefully this is all going to work out. I think what we'll do is maybe assign marketing. Let's put marketing 3 exclusively on FrameOS. Actually, let's put marketing 1 on that. So marketing 1 can do FrameOS, and then marketing 2 can do Sergeant Stabby Face, and they can also do Voxel. And then marketing 3 can do Space Command. And we'll sort of just go down the line like that. So marketing 3, Space Command Origins, and also Pixel 3. That way, hopefully marketing 1 can kind of max out the marketing potential of FrameOS. I mean, everything seems to be going a little bit better there. So that might work. That might just be how we do it. We have these guys coming in tomorrow. If needs be, we can expand and get a fourth marketing team, but I would hope that I don't need that right now. I would really, really hope I don't need that right now. I'd be kind of concerned if we did. 1.6 million on FrameOS is great. That is an increase. Voxel, by the way, I just want to point out, 5.3 million. Everything seems like it's going up. How much did we just make? 22 million in profits last month. That's ridiculous. I don't know where that's coming from. Is it because we're updating Voxel through this project now? It might be. That's good though, because here's the thing. Now that we're updating Voxel and Pixel automatically, if I wanted to go in and, for example, update Sergeant Stabby Face 2, we bring the audio up, we bring all of this up, it should mean that, yeah, like Echo is, this is the example, I guess, is Echo is already updated, right? I don't need to go do it. So let's actually get this update out here because we might as well. We'll give it to the game dev teams and that's totally fine. Space Command Origins, similar story. We can bring all of this stuff up to date, hopefully. 3D editor is actually not up to date. That's great. Let me have a look at the Voxel project. Are we updating? We are updating Voxel. Okay. So that might go out soon enough. It's difficult to know, but in theory, we should have everything getting updated automatically. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Also looking at these marketing tasks, we are sort of doing okay. It kind of looks like we're doing okay. Marketing 3 is struggling a little bit there. Do they have a full team yet? They do not. Did I type 1 instead of 11? I did not. I don't know why there's only 2 people on that team, but you know what? Sure. They might lose us a little bit of money today, but it's fine. FrameOS just got its full $75,000 in marketing. So I'm hoping that means we're going to go from prominent to like unavoidable marketing overnight, which is hopefully going to generate a bunch more sales for FrameOS. What did we do last month in profits? 22 million. Can we beat that is the real question. I think we might have, actually. I don't know how we've done that. It wasn't FrameOS that did that. We just did 26 million. 5 of that was Stabby Face 2. 6.4 of that was Voxel. Where is this all coming from? Last month, we just did 11.4 million on Echo 2. Wow. Echo 2 is now the 3rd most profitable thing this company has ever released. And that is in just over a year. Wow. Okay. So project management, it turns out, pretty good. Definitely pretty good. They're doing good things. I'm expecting good things from like Pixel 4 and Voxel 2. I'm really hoping for some good things there. Anyway, looking down the line here a little bit, we have some bugs for Space Command Origins. We have some bugs in FrameOS as well. So let's try and get this thing updated as quickly as we possibly can to make sure that everybody is happy with it. We'll give it to the OS team as per usual and hope for the best there. We have some bugs for Space Command Origins. I'm not super concerned about that, to be totally honest. I'm also keenly aware it's December 2004. So what that means is, well, it means that we can look at research is what it means. So looking in here, we have made nothing off of 2003 systems, which is totally fine. But as soon, oh, wait a minute, we can start. Oh, wait, no, 2004. I want to research 2005 systems and see how that goes. I would like to hope that we can get some good stuff out of that. I would certainly hope that 2005 systems getting locked down would be good for the company. I'm also curious to see if we can beat this $26.2 million that we just made. Because if we can, we're on track to being the most profitable company. And no, we did not. We dropped down to 16, which is totally fine. FrameOS, unfortunately, dropping down to under $1 million. That's a bit worrying. But we did get some new furniture, which is the big server rack. Not really too concerned about that. Let's have a look at research then. So systems 2005, let's immediately start working on that. And that is fine. What are these guys doing? So are these guys trying to research 2003 tech? I guess they are. I guess that's fair. Yeah, they're trying to I don't know what they're trying to do. We'll give it to systems research either way. Hopefully that gets done nice and quickly. and then we can get the legal teams to patent that, which means there's going to be a block of years of tech levels that people have to give me money for. That's kind of the goal with all this research. If we can get on top of it, people have to pay me to use, 2003 systems tech or 2005 systems tech. That's potentially some huge income. I failed a fire inspection because I forgot to put a Oh, is it that new office by any chance? It absolutely is the new office. Of course it is. All right. Okay. Well, we knew this was going to happen. I knew it would be a short-lived victory with the, everything. Let's just put this thing, I don't know, there, I guess. And that should keep the fire inspector nice and happy, which is what we're looking to do. Also turn off the overlay because we don't need it. And that should keep us hopefully in a good place. We're okay. I was only fined $11,000, which is basically nothing. So not the end of the world. It's totally okay. Oh, we're being robbed again. It's 6:20 in the morning and they're breaking in to rob us. But by the looks of it, yeah, security got them this time, which is great. I just got those awards. I would really like to keep those awards. So yeah, they can get out of here, which is good. You have no idea how upset I would be if I lost those awards as well. I am determined to fill these shelves. One way or another, I will fill these shelves. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will figure it out is what I will do. I will absolutely figure it out. I'm also realizing my porting teams are taking their sweet time porting to FrameOS, or my porting team, I should say, because there is only one of them. Not really. Hello? Okay. There's a whole bunch of deer coming down here. I'm also thinking these lights are all flickering, presumably because their state is so bad. And I'm assuming that the reason they're all flickering as well is because I don't think anybody can get into them. So very quickly, I think what I need to do is add a gate to some of these grassy areas. So we'll go for there, just to open up that part. And we'll go for there to open up that part. And we should see some mechanics heading out to fix the lights, I think. At least, maybe? It doesn't seem like they're actually bothering to do that, unfortunately. Hopefully they do at some point, because that flickering is getting really annoying. I don't know if we actually have any mechanics in the building late at night. It might be a morning thing when they happen to come in. I suppose we'll find out in literally a couple of seconds. I really hope they fix it, though. It doesn't look like they're doing it. Maybe they come in now? Nah. Doesn't look like any mechanics are getting around to any of that, unfortunately. They might be assigned to buildings now that I think about it. If I look at my staff and I look at my maintenance, yeah. Maintenance is assigned to specific buildings. So let's hire some more maintenance. We will go 2 of them, I guess. We'll go down to the bottom. They're not assigned to anything. They both come in at 4. So that should mean that those lights get fixed. I don't know if those guys will come in today to fix them, but hopefully they do. Because like I said, the flickering is getting really annoying and I would like it to stop. I've got to say, it really kind of sucks seeing the money drop down to 13.7 million. I mean, it's still a lot of money. It is still a profit. It is still a ridiculous amount of money, but it still kind of stings, especially seeing that a massive source or a massive lack of income lies with FrameOS. It has made a profit. 2.2 million is a lot of money, but it really, really didn't do what I hoped it would. Also worth noting, Nerdosoft Echo is the 3rd most profitable thing. It will very quickly take over Reverb 3. And I mean, Space Command 3, it's doing all right. It's probably not going to get taken over for a while. My hope would be that FrameOS 2 is something we can release. I would like to release it in 2006, but I just don't think that's going to be feasible. I think if we only did 1 design iteration, then sure. But I want those 4 iterations. I really, really do. I'm also just noticing Echo 3 is now aiming for October this year, which is good. We still have 2 things lined up for next year as well, which is equally good. And I suppose we can now test out whether or not things like Sergeant Stabby Face can be updated without me having to deal with stuff. And I suppose it can't, because we haven't done, I don't think they're managing Voxel, or is it Voxel? No, they're not managing Pixel 3. I don't think this project is actually working to update Pixel 3. Unfortunately, it does handle existing products, but I can't add Pixel 3 as an existing product. For some reason, that's odd that they don't seem to deal, they don't update the prototype software. They just deal with the previous ones. It's a really weird little thing. So it actually means that I do need to update Pixel 3, which we can totally do. So we'll give that to the 2D editor team. Shouldn't take too long to do that. Voxel will do the same thing. We'll make sure, I mean, it's totally fine as it is. And let me have a look at research. Has anybody used, oh my God, we've got $9.9 million from being the patent owner for Systems 2003. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I'm guessing that's royalties, right? I would assume. So I think this is all stuff that we're spending money on. I really don't know. I don't even know if is it licenses? Maybe not. It's not distribution, unless I'm just sort of losing it a little bit here. Software is doing pretty well. This is cool though. I like that Systems has brought us in some money there. I don't know if it's actually, I don't know if it's listed in here. Maybe I'm just kind of blind and not seeing it, but it's very, very cool. I also didn't know there was a timeline. Oh, that's cool. So Nerdresoft was founded in January of 1980. 81, we released Reverb, which we can now see the stats for. It has no active users, which is to be expected. It would be kind of fun to update this. It'd be kind of fun to throw an update out for the original Reverb and port it to modern systems. We definitely could. It doesn't have any supported operating systems anymore, which is fair enough. All right. We did Space Command in 84, Solar Expansion, Reverb MIDI, Reverb 2.0, which was actually the third Reverb. I love messing up my, I do love messing up my naming stuff. I love that the third one, it's just totally out. That's so good. Oh, we got some, oh, that's cool. So December of 1999, bought back stock to own 98%. Not bad. Traded Power Styles from these guys to me, then sold it for 6,000. I love that you can see that we're releasing things more regularly as well. That's very, very cool that you can see just all of this going on. I love that there's a timeline for the company, because there's a timeline for software as well. If we look at like Sergeant Stabby Face, we can look at the details and you can see across here, it was released and then it was updated and then the price was changed. I love that you can see all of this stuff. I really, really do. I love being able to look at the history of my company, see where we've been, see where we might be going. It's really, really cool. It's also really cool that we are now the most valuable company. We have the most in the bank. We are worth the most, which is so good. I'm pretty sure at some point, didn't we did put money into, did we put money into insurance or something like that? Somewhere, insurance and investments. Maybe we didn't. We should probably invest some bonds at some point. That might not be the worst idea in the world to invest some bonds in the company a little bit, just so that it gets interest and so we become worth even more. But that's exciting. 17 products, 1 patent, 2% listed. That's the 1% for the other founders each. That's very, very cool. That's so good. I'm so happy about that. The companies in total, every single company combined is worth $4.2 billion. So we are a part of a $4.2 billion company, which is very exciting. Industry rather. We're part of a $4.2 billion industry. There's 228 products on the market in total. That's so cool. So I love being able to see all these stats. Anyway, as it stands at the moment, the game devs are doing nothing. So let's start working on Space Command 5. Origins is obviously Space Command 4. Maybe we do call it Space Command 4. Maybe Space Command Origins was sort of the Halo Reach of the I mean, it's an RTS, so it doesn't make the comparison doesn't make sense. But if you don't know, Halo, that franchise, was Halo 1, 2, and 3. I think they then did ODST, which was like a spin-off of 3. It was I want to say it was a prequel. It was set during the events of Halo 2, I think. And then Halo Reach came after Halo 3, but was a prequel set before the original Halo, runs right up to the start of the first Halo game. So my point being, Space Command Origins is sort of our Halo Reach, where Space Command 4 is maybe the jumping off point into like a new trilogy, even though Space Command 4 is actually Space Command 5. Does that make sense? Not really. That's fine. We're going to make it anyway. So Space Command Origins 2, that actually has a ring to it as well. Maybe we do a direct sequel to Origins. That could be a fun idea. Like we told part of the story of the origins of Space Command, and now we're telling the more of that original story. Or maybe we really mess with the franchise and we do Space Command we do Space Command 4 and then Space Command Origins 2. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That's that seems like a naming convention that's not gonna confuse the public. That's good. That's what we're going for. Most recent release. I don't know. Are any of these mine? I think Commander was mine, right? Interesting. So that's cool. Commander has some really old tech levels, is what I'm noticing here. So I might not bother using Commander for this. That seems like it would be kind of silly to use Commander, but you know what? We'll do it anyway. We'll just bring these tech levels up to date. I don't think Commander is going to be doing me any favors in terms of tech levels here, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Approximately 2 years to do this. Maybe we just don't use a framework, or maybe we just do like Commander 2 is the name of the framework on this one. That's that's totally fine. Okay, so Space Command Origins, we're now doing Space Command 4. We don't really need anything else, but we will do 3D graphics because I think that's fair. I don't know if we did 3D graphics in the last one. Let's do shadows and let's do cutscenes. Yeah, we'll do shadows and cutscenes. It's going to be almost 3 years for Space Command 4 with the current setup, but that should be all right. The 2D editor is unfortunately going to have to be, well, it's Pixel 3 is what I want, but the tech level isn't there. So cancel the 2D editor for a second, minimize you, and let's look at Pixel 3. So Pixel 3 needs to be brought up to date. An update is already in development for this product. Let's finish that then. And now Pixel 3, the 3D editor is Voxel, which we need to minimize you and go look at Voxel and update and bring 3D up to 2003. Give it to the 3D team and update. That's not going to be until tomorrow. So you know what? Assign that to Game Dev Night and we'll see if that works out. That'll be totally fine. And the audio tool is Echo 2, because of course it is. The operating systems for this guy, we're going to look at release date. We'll look at active users, actually, because that makes a little bit more sense. And we'll go for these 3 just to start with. Approximately 3 years is a bit of a worry, but you know what? It'll be totally fine. We're taking it to the next level. It's going to be the best Space Command game that we've ever done. So we're not going to worry too much about it. It's going to be good. It's going to be amazing is what it's going to be. Assuming this voxel update gets done, which it's getting there. It's taking its time, but it's getting there. I don't think I'm going to give this to anybody else. We'll manage is what we'll do. We will absolutely manage. FrameOS is down to $500,000. That is deeply disappointing. That's genuinely devastating. Voxel is losing a little bit of its. That's concerning. That effectiveness drop off there is a little bit worrying, but hopefully we'll be all right. We're still aiming for October 2005 in the next Echo. This voxel update is done, which is good. So let's get voxel in here, and sure, that'll be fine. In terms of marketing, let's go all in on gameplay and story. Although the graphics, I mean, 3D graphics are kind of a new thing, but I think what we're doing here is we're going out and we're going to go a little bit heavier on story, I think, is what we're going to do for the marketing on this one. I could, look, let's see, lower is better. Okay, so if lower is better, then we actually want to go all in on gameplay. If we're looking at market saturation, then we want to focus on marketing gameplay, right? So that we're going out, everyone else is going out and being like, man, our story is incredible. Our graphics are amazing. We're going out and we're actually saying, hey, you know what's amazing about our game? The gameplay. Our game looks great. The story is great, but it plays like nothing else on the market right now. That's what we're going out and doing. So that's what we're going to go for. The team working on this will be Game Devs Day and Game Devs Day. And it's still going to take about 3 years, which is a lot of time, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. It's going to be fine. It's Bella going at it again. Bella has done all of the Space Command. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Who did Space Command 1? I also didn't know that Bella did Sergeant Stabby Face. That makes sense. But I guess Space Command is... Did I do Space Command? Who did Space Command? You know what? It doesn't matter. Bella's doing this one, and it'll be fine. Let's start developing it. It'll be okay. I would like to look at Space Command, though. Who was lead designer on this? Designer is unknown. Oh. Okay, well, fair enough. That's a little bit odd, but sure. That is totally fine. Let's get Game Dev 2 then. Working on Sergeant Stabby Face 3. Oh boy. I don't have a subtitle in mind for Sergeant Stabby Face 3. So what if it isn't? What if it isn't Sergeant Stabby Face 3? What if the sequel to Sergeant Stabby Face 2 is in fact a prequel to Sergeant Stabby Face, and we'll go with something we have done before, Private Stabby Face. Right? This is the story of how he became Sergeant Stabby Face. That's what we're doing here. We're telling that story of how he became the grizzled drill sergeant that we know and love. That's the goal. That's that's what we're doing here. So we've got the Soldier engine from 1993. That's great. I don't think we're going to use that because I think that doesn't make sense. We'll just make a new one, and it'll be the the face engine, right? That's what we're gonna go for. This is back. He wasn't even it was Stabby Facet at the time, right? He took on oh, okay. I don't know where I'm going with this. Private Stabby Face. It's the third in the franchise. It's a prequel. That's fine. It will be the first to have 3D graphics. It will be our first-person shooter to have 3D graphics. It is going to need cutscenes, and it's going to need shadows, and possibly facial animations as well. Yeah, that's we're going all out with this. It's going to take forever to develop, but you know what? It's going to be amazing. The 2D editor will be Pixel 3. The 3D editor will be Voxel, and the audio tool will be NerdResoft Echo 2. And then the operating systems, we'll go down the line. We'll go for these 3 again. Still, this is going to be closer to 4 years, by the way. It's going to be a really big development thing. Analyzing the market, we want to go in on graphics and gameplay for this one. The story is being super saturated, which is fine. So oh man. So we're doing the complete opposite of what we're doing with the other one. We're going out on stage with this, and we're going like, we're going out there and being like, who cares about story in a first-person shooter? No one. What you want to see is dismemberment and violence with a fidelity that you have never seen before. By the way, it plays really well too. That's that's what we're doing with this. All right. So this is going to be game dev night working on this one, which is fine. Vince Paul, I think, did, Stabby Face 2, which did amazingly well. Vince Paul looking a little bit old though. Has me a bit concerned he might end up leaving the company before this gets done. We're also missing a level 2 3D artist on the game dev night team. Oh boy. Okay. That's concerning. Level 2 3D artist. We need more 3D artists on the night team for game devs. Do we have space to do that is the question. Let's have a little bit of a look. So game devs, I mean, we've got how many? 13 in there. So game devs night has 15 employees. Wait, did I never expand these teams? I don't think I ever expanded these teams, did I? Oh, the game devs can have so many more people. Hold on a minute. So there's what, 15 desks in this room? There's 13 desks in there. If I go look at the game devs, game dev night, you have 14 employees in HR management. Yeah, so 14. Oh boy. All right. We need to change that then. So game devs night, HR management, specializations. We need 3D. We're probably going to need networking as well. We can do 26 employees. So let's just do 10. We'll do 10 and we'll do 6 and that should be fine. Or we could do 9 and 9's 18 and maybe 8 artists. I don't know if that's necessary. Maybe we do 10, 9 and 7 for this and we'll see how that goes. That seems fair enough. I kind of like that. We'll also do a $2 million budget. We'll do best then secondary. That's fine. So what were the numbers? It was 10, 9, 7. So for the day shift, it's going to be the same thing. We'll do 10, we'll do 9, we'll do 7. Specializations will be 3D and networking because we are doing multiplayer in our games now. And we'll give the day shift a $2 million budget as well and see if that works out for us. Hopefully it does. So those teams should both grow. 24 there, 16 here is good. If we look in here now, development teams hit okay on that. We are now good. Approximately 3 years is great news. That's better. Let's start developing private Stabby Face. And yeah, both of those are going to be priority 10s for their respective teams because I think that's important. Shouldn't take too long to do. Now that we have all these new people coming in, we should find ourselves in a pretty good spot, which is great. We have next month Echo 3 going out. Hopefully it's going to be good. Frame OS, unfortunately, doing terribly. Still, it's going to be under $500,000 once marketing gets done with it, which is really, really disappointing, but it is what it is. There's not really too much I can do about it. Pixel 3 as well, actually. Let's end marketing there. It's starting to lose out on money. Space Command Origins also under $1 million now. It did make 86 million though, so I probably can't be too mad about it. And I'm sure, yeah, there's a bit of porting we can do here. So we'll do some porting jobs just to make sure everything is everywhere. And I mean, we can't really port. I guess Voxel could probably nothing to do with Voxel, nothing to do with nothing worth doing with Pixel 3, unfortunately. So yeah, we find ourselves at a little bit of an impasse with the company. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of stuff to develop. There's a lot of stuff to port. There's project management tasks that are going ahead and hopefully going to make us some amazing amounts of money. I mean, Echo, let's be honest, 128 million. It is now the second most profitable thing. It's still doing millions upon millions. So as long as Echo 3 continues that trend, I'll be happy enough. We are about to become a $500 million company, a $500 million company, which is great when you consider that, as we already know, we are now a $500 million company, by the way. The industry is a $4.3 billion company, so we're taking up a large chunk of that money, which is great. The supported operating systems for Space Command 3 no longer have any users to sell to. Amazing. That's actually really good. You know what? Let's port Space Command 3 to everything on this list just because we might as well. It's not making any money anymore, but we'll just keep the porting team nice and busy with that particular task. And it is now October 2005, which means Nerdosoft Echo 3 should be going out the door. It hasn't yet, which has me slightly concerned. I hate when project management tasks are late. So hopefully it isn't. Research is done in Systems 2005 though. Let's start working on patenting that, which is all of these guys. Shouldn't take too long to do. Looking at it, the competitor is Q1 2007. We should be fine. Now, there it is. Is it good? Outstanding and visionary. Amazing. Is that better than the last one? It is. So we are just getting better and better with these Echo releases. They're immediately working on Echo 4. They're aiming for June 2008, which is new. That's a new one, but I don't mind that too much. Echo 3 support has started. Marketing is going ahead. No porting at the moment for Echo 3, but that's not too bad. I don't mind that too much. Although I think I might go into that project and just bring down the update cycle to, instead of 4 updates per year, maybe 3, just so that the teams aren't as stressed. And I'm very tempted to do 2-year cycles on this, but we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going. I'm hoping for good money on that though. We need to make, I mean, it's under $1 million. They're making it for so little money and they're just churning out so much in terms of sales. Looking at it as well, it is software printing. I don't see it anywhere. Nerdosoft Echo is here. Are we not printing anything for Echo 3? We should be. Let's have a very quick look at the details of this because there better be units in stock. There are not. Order copies, give me 250,000 copies immediately and start printing whatever. I do not care. Give me 100,000 copies in stock at any one time. Let's see if it figures it out. Let's see if it makes money. We are currently at $502 million. We are now at $530 million. We just did 27 million. I am assuming Echo 3 just did $14.5 million. It just shot to 275,000 active users. It is aiming for, that's wild. Okay. So project management is definitely worth it, is what we're discovering today. That's so good. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Okay. I wasn't expecting that to work. All right, let's do a little update for FrameOS. Let's bring it up to date a little bit. It is falling behind and we need to make sure that it is nicely supported. So we'll get that going. I'm going to make it a top priority just because it probably should be. We don't have a lot of bugs for a lot of other things, which is good news. This patent is coming along nicely. Let me have a look at research again and see how we're doing on this. $29 million. I'm not 100% sure just how quickly we're earning this money, but it's money that we wouldn't have otherwise. So I'm really not going to complain too much about it. I'm really not. That's so good. I'm so happy about this. We're getting so much from royalties as well. I'm assuming this royalties thing is, I'm assuming this is all stuff that's using Systems 2003. So I'm assuming that's where all this money's coming from. So we're doing about $3 million per month in royalties alone. So you could totally, and this is something I might try at some point. I don't know if I'll do it. I mean, I'll tell you right now, probably why it won't be a YouTube thing, but at some point I might sit down and try to make a company. Ooh, a couple of retirees there. I might try to make a company that is purely built around a legal team and then also a research team. So we'll get some developers, we will research systems, we will patent it, and see if we can just make a company survive off the back of royalties. That seems like it would be kind of fun to do, and I do want to do that. I'm also noticing that Voxel 2 has been brought up to March of 2006. I'm assuming Pixel 4 will be brought up to sort of summer 2006. This is good, man. We're doing ridiculous amounts of money now. Really can't complain. 23 million there. The buses are filling up as well. Interesting. We might need more parking. That's totally fine. We're going to get more parking at some point when we start building the warehouse. We'll have parking way up there. We could do parking up that way as well, but I'm really not too concerned about it right now. I love the fact that Echo has done 23 million in sales in its first 2 months. Almost 500,000 active users as well is incredible. It is down there a little bit in profit, but it'll pick up. Doing that in 2 months is kind of incredible. That's kind of amazing news. I absolutely love that that's been the case. I also like that Space Command 4 and Private Stabby Face are coming along a little bit. They're going to be, well, this one's in its second iteration, which is great. These port jobs are taking a little bit of time. I do think the porting team might be a little bit overwhelmed. If we have a look in here and we sort by names, the porting guys, yeah, they've got 8 tasks right now. So that's a lot. Support 1 has 6 tasks. They're kind of staying on top of it, but the porting guys, yeah, we might need to get a second porting team in here and have them just deal with stuff I want them to do. And then porting team 1 can be basically the guys that do all the automated stuff. So they're getting handed tasks by project management as opposed to, you know, by me. And I think, honestly, I think we can do that. I think I'd be surprised if we need another marketing team. So I might put them in here. Do we have more room upstairs? We have room upstairs in the marketing building as well. So maybe that's where we put them. Just over here is where we can do another porting team. So we'll go to these guys. We will copy them. It'll be porting 2 is totally fine. We will rename these guys to porting 1. And we will put porting 2 into this space. So switch team to, actually, let me select both of these rooms and put porting 2 in there. Let's put the team leader in their office, which is absolutely perfect. And then basically, we need a leader, we need service, we need multitasking and HR. That should be totally fine. We'll look for socialization as well, but it's not as much of a priority. And we're looking to put them into porting team number 2. So you can do HR and multitasking. You can do a little bit of socialization. You are hired. We'll now head over to porting team 2. Employees, you are now going to be the team leader. You can do secondary service, which is totally fine. And supporting team 2 should start to fill up relatively quickly because HR management is running. 13 programmers is fine. Let me just double check because we might be able to do more than that. Yeah, we can do 13. So that should put us in a good spot and should mean that I can now take these guys off of this task and we'll have port team 2 do all the stuff that I want done. And then port team 1 can do the stuff that project management wants done. So that way, porting team 1 isn't getting completely overwhelmed, which is good. We're also staying on top of the taxes. We are starting to do them a little bit less efficiently. Fulfillment is 120%. I've seen this up at 180%. The reason it's a bit lower is because we have so much to pay in taxes now. So we're going to want to stay on top of that. But immediately, just looking at this, these porting jobs are going so much faster now that we've split up those tasks a little bit, which is exactly what we're looking for. And hopefully that just means that things are going to be running a little bit smoother across the board. We're also done with the FrameOS update, so we'll send that out. FrameOS is making awful money now. I think that marketing budget can be brought down to 25,000. I'm not happy about the performance of FrameOS. I'm really, really not happy about that, but it's hard to be mad about the company making money. 33 million off of Echo 3 in the last 3 months. That's kind of incredible. That's some good stuff. is what that is. That's some very good stuff. We are still, by quite a large margin, the most valuable company. So no complaints. Very well, small complaints. I'd like my awards back. But other than that, you know, no complaints. Anyway, it is now March of 2006, which means we should have Voxel 2 going out this month, which is incredible news. Pixel 4 has been brought up to July of 2006, so I was right in my theory that that would be a summer 2006 release, and there we go. Voxel 2 has headed out. Is it good? It is outstanding. It is inspiring. It needs to make less than $1 million to break even, which is good. I don't know if we're actually printing any of that right now, so I might want to go in and just make sure that they are in fact doing that. So start printing. We'll just do sort of an unlimited thing. We'll do 150,000 copies of that because it will get taken over, and the team leader will manage that. Is what we're thinking. As long as those end up in stock, I'll be happy enough. I might even go so far as to order some copies. I think just to be safe, we'll order some copies of Voxel 2. Also, just realized FrameOS 2 is almost done with its 4th iteration. And I'm getting reminded again that the buses are filling up. Yeah, we really will need more parts. What are they? Oh, they're walking down to the bus stop. That makes sense. Do I want to do a little path down there? I feel like I kind of do. Although I don't know if it's going to let me because it always does this little cutaway here for the buses. I don't know if I can actually get away with this. Oh, I totally can. Okay, well, we'll do one on this side as well because I like my symmetry a little bit. And I'm hoping my employees use these paths and stop walking over the grass because it's really annoying that they keep doing that. In fact, it might make sense to... Oh, can I not put it in that corner? You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Okay, we'll go for here, and I guess that's fine. And we'll do the same thing over here, and we'll see if they maybe use that. We'll do the same thing at this end, and I guess we'll do the same thing down at this end as well. We'll just get some more paths in here and see if they get used. I'm really hopeful that they do. I'm gonna be annoyed if they don't. Wait, we just lost. Oh, we lost money because taxes. We lost very little money because taxes. Only 95,000, despite filing a tax report. We just did 27 million in sales. So that begs the question, how did Voxel do? It just did 4 million. Oh, okay. I was hoping for more, but sure. Yeah. That's fine, I guess. It's, oh no. Oh no, hold on. Oh wait, security was right there. Okay. It's because they're guarding these little gates that we have here. That's perfect. All right, we're good. We are definitely good. All right, so that's not bad. I mean, FrameOS seems to be picking up a little bit in terms of sales. It could be better. Stabby Face 2 is doing all right, I guess. Voxel is... I think we can probably end marketing in Voxel. I think I'm gonna end marketing on that as well. I think we're doing all right. I don't think I'm too worried about marketing some older products. I think we're doing just fine. We have over $600 million now. I think realistically what we need to do is start working on other software. We've got a bunch of genres of games that we want to make, and some of those will probably get automated because I don't want too many things that I'm juggling. But I also want to get into making office software, and I want to make antivirus software as well. I want NerdResoft to kind of do everything. And then let's not forget, we still have to build a warehouse so that we can print huge numbers of products, and also so that we can take contracts to also print other people's products. I want to do everything. That's my goal. I want to try and do everything with NerdResoft. We also need to make phones. We need to make consoles. We need to make controllers for consoles. So there's a lot of stuff to be done with this company. We are kind of still just getting started, which is kind of wild to think about, but we're still just getting started. And I'm really excited to see what exactly we can do. We're also done with this patent, which is incredible news. That means that Systems 2005 is also mine. We've done 70 million off of Systems 2003. That's good. That is so good. If we look into royalties, we're up to 8 million now. Oh yeah. Research is definitely the way to go. We're not going to get 2006 systems. Well, it is only April. We could try. And I guess if it's not done by 2007, we're just going to drop it for 2007 and see how that goes. So if we can do this, great. If we can't, I'm not going to stress about it. Either way, I think that's going to do us for today. I think we've made some pretty big leaps with the company. If we look at how things are going, we look at the charts. We can kind of get an idea. If I just go in here and turn off a few little things, we can kind of see how we're doing in terms of our balance. So this is up to November. Oh, well, we can just see that it's kind of doing all right. You know, it did drop off a little bit here, which is fine. This is when we bought out the other founders. It has just been a huge, we're going to the moon is what we're doing. If we look at salaries, it's weirdly less. No. So the lower this is, the more expensive the salaries. That makes sense. That's fine. Sales have been kind of wild. We had our best month there in November of 2004, apparently, which is totally fine. Bills getting worse. That totally checks out. Marketing is also, yep, we're spending more and more on marketing, which is totally fine. Stocks, relatively consistent. We're doing all right there. Not too worried about it. Distribution is still costing me a lot of money because we're sending it out to everybody. Royalties, on the other hand, we were struggling for a little while there. We were spending a lot on royalties, and then because, you know, we got that system stuff, we're doing pretty good on royalties now. We're doing very good on royalties. And let's not forget, we just turned over another $26 million, which is crazy money. We made more money last month. We did 29.6 million on sales, which is great. Voxel 2, 5.5, Nerdisoft Echo 3, 9.9, and looking elsewhere, 1.3 on Stabby Face 2, just over $1 million on Voxel. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're making money. We're researching more stuff. I'm very excited to see what we can end up doing. But that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.